Good morning and welcome, and we can see Rod in the background there. Um, Welcome to Timeout Tuesday for the 17th of February. This is Honey. She's a little bit clingy at the moment because she's going to have some puppies soon. And yeah, she's wants to be wants lots of love, don't you? Mummy's going to let you down. Okay. All right, today, yeah, you could probably hear her in the background. Today we're going to look at Nature's Symphony, okay? And it's on page 39 of the mini catalogue. Let me just flip back. Here we are. It's called, the suite's called Nature's Walk, but the stamp set is called Nature Symphony and the DSP is called Nature Walk, okay? So I guess you could call it either if you want. It's in lots of greens. Sorry, I'm just moving myself so that I'm a little bit more comfy. Lots of greens, Lost Lagoon, blues, a little bit of brown as well. And you can do all sorts of things with it. And these are some. And I've sort of used this style of thing, but for one of my cards today, just to show you. Now, I'll show you the stamp sets first. So it comes with a stamp set and dies. Okay, this is the stamp set. It's got this sort of image, sort of an abstract image. I like you lots, to a great guy. You make me smile, thank you. And a couple of leaf things. This one here cuts out that one. And this one here cuts out that one. Okay. And then we've got these dies are standalone dies. These two leave a print on your paper. They don't, you don't get a rectangle, but they leave these dots, and this one leaves these little lines. So quite pretty, actually. So I'm going to show you how I used that today. My first card today, just pop this. Oh, I should show you the DSP too, because it is very nice. I've been using this a lot because I'm using it for my swaps for on stage as well. So we've got this one, and the other side is just like a crumb cake. Espresso brine. Let's pull some of these out a little bit. We've got this one, which goes from, go that way, from the light greens right through to Pretty Peacock. We've got this one, which is very sort of impressionist, isn't it? And Misty Moonlight on the other side. We've got this one, which is Pretty Peacock on one side, and it's got the greens and a little bit of crumb cake. Let's go on. We've got this one, which is pretty too. Very abstract again. Reminds me of Monet, actually, and his paintings and so on. And we've got this one, which is Pretty Peacock on the other side, which looks, on the camera, it looks very brown, but it's actually, these lines are Pretty Peacock, and it's sort of peacock. And that side I didn't show you, which is darker. And I don't know if I showed you that side. Yeah, I did. Okay, so that's some of the papers that we have today. My little girl has decided to come in and sit in here while I'm doing this morning. Okay, so let's get started. My first card this morning is this one. So what I've done is I've got some Lost Lagoon for the back. Okay, this is the base. I've got I've got lots of bits here. Got a piece of pretty peacock, which I'm going to put there. Okay. And this will be the top, but I wanted to give it a bit of texture in there. As you can see, I used the DSP. So I've cut myself a piece of this DSP. I'm going to use this side. And I don't need it the full width. I just need it the width of the image. You see, like that, so that I can put it on. So let me get my tape and pop that on and I've used exposed brick. And remember, because I'm putting it this way up, I'm putting the glue on the top. Okay. So just going to put the glue on top. Pop that so that it sits like that. Okay. So there's a little bits come through. Oh, another hint. If you've got one of these and you've got a little bit of sticky, whoops, you're not meant to do that. Just broken that, but that's okay. I'll stick that down. You see what I've done? I want to keep that like that. So what I'll get is my mini glue. Just be careful with those little bits. Get my mini glue tube. See, even I do these things. Whoa, my pin's just come out. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Pull that off. Brought the pin with it. I'm just going to push it down so that that's like that. And I'm going to do the same with this one, because I haven't stuck these down, and it's probably actually a really good idea so that they're like that. And I'll do the same with this one and this one. Stick. And I'll do the same with this one. There we go. Okay, so I've just stuck those all down. Pop that back on so it doesn't dry up in the little tube. Okay, now what I am going to do is really simple card is just place this on top here. So I'll get my runner tape again, or stamp and seal. Been using a lot of this recently, so I'd almost run out. And they put an order in. I'd put a sort of a temporary order in my computer and then went to enter it, and it said they were out of it, and I went, oh no. But they got in very quickly again. And this is going to go on the card like so. Now, in this one, I put this on dimensionals to raise it up. So this time, because I put it straight on the the pretty peacock, I'm going to put the dimensionals on the back here. Let me find them on my table. Here we go. Here's some here. Don't have many of these left, but these will be fine. So pop one there. Whoops. Just take that one away from underneath it. Don't know if I'm very wide awake this morning. I've been up since 6:15 because I teach on a Mondays or on Mondays, and I'm recording this a little early this week because we've got appointments tomorrow and I can't do it tomorrow. So it will be a recording today. Now I have some more dimensionals somewhere which are hiding, but I shall grab some more from over here. Just give me 1 second. There's a few here. I know I have them on the table because I've been working with boardwalk. So let's cut these so that they fit. Good way to get rid of these ends as well. Probably use them all this morning. Okay, and I'll pop one there. And I'll pop another one there. Okay, and that's it. Grab my paper or my box to put my scraps in. Take the backs off. Got a little bit of glue on my finger, which I was trying to avoid, but that's okay. But yeah, that's not sticky me anymore. So I'm going to pop that on like that. Now to finish it off, go put this on the inside, and I've just stamped it with Pretty Peacock. You can see I did this side and I did this side. I did this side first and I wasn't happy with it. So I am going to pop it down. That's why we've got two sides to paper. And often I use it. I'm going to pop that on the inside. And when you put the paper on the other paper, you can't see the other image through. See, it's disappeared now. Whereas if I held it up to the light, you would see it. Okay, now to put my thank you. So I've got a piece of Pretty Peacock, and I've stamped thank you from the stamp set. So I'm going to put thank you on first. So to center it. That's it. And I'm going to just put a few dimensionals on the back here. But before I put that on, I have some string here, or twine. This was what it might even have been vanilla. And what I've done is I've coloured it using the block, the ink pad, and a blending brush, and just rubbed it in it and let it dry. So you can see that it's the same colour as the background. I did it in Pretty Peacock. And now I'm going to, and it's a good idea to let it dry because otherwise you get ink all over your hands. Now, is the way I make my bow without tying it. Yeah, that'll be okay. Then it's the fun bits, getting it off your fingers. Okay. Let's try that again. I didn't do that very well, did I? I'll do these two fingers, I think. That's better. 3 this time. And I'm going to pop that down there on its side, but I'm just going to put a little bit of tape just to hold it in place, like so. And then take the dimensionals off this. Sometimes when you're looking for embellishments and things, maybe some of them are not current, but I find these ones, these are black pearl trio. I haven't used any of them, but this is actually perfect for this card. It's got, I don't know what the colors are actually, but this is the color I'm going to use today. So I'm going to put 3 of these on. They're on the one side, so, but there's sort of a iridescent look to them. And that's my first card. Okay. So let's pop that up there out of the way. Card number 1. Okay, card number 2, still in the greens. And I made this one like a different way, different angle. So what I've done is I cut out some from the DSP and did it sideways and took about 3.5 centimeters off the side here. And I'm going to make this up. And this time I've got Mossy Meadow. And I've got this piece for the inside. So let's do that first. Let's put that bit on first. And get my stamp and seal. So this is going on the inside of the card, but you're going to see part of it. Okay, so you're going to see when I close it, you see this bit. So what I've done is I've got a bit of the DSP that I use, okay, which is this one. And what I'm going to do is pop that bit. I'm going to put that side up, okay, I think. Yeah, just to give a bit of contrast, I want it to put that side up. I'll show you why in a minute. Just going to pop that there so that that is like a feature of the bottom. Let's see if I can get it a little straighter. That's better. Just had gone up a little bit. Now, I'm going to put this on here, like that. And I think I'll build it before I put it in a card, okay? So I've got that bit, and then I've got this here, and that's that side. This is the other side, and what I've done is I've done a little bit of gold embossing on it. Can you see with the leaves and this stamp, this abstract stamp, just to give it a little bit of a lift. And I'm going to pop that on my card. I could use the other side, like this side, but I want that like that. Okay. Now, I'll put this on next. This is one of the leaves, and I don't want to use that side because you can see it just blends in and disappears. So I'm going to use this one, and I think I want to use it this way this time. See how I used that one that way? I want to use this one this way. And to put that on, I'm going to use my little glue and my silicone mat, which is what I was looking for. My silicone mat is amazing. If you haven't got one, you should get one. It's really good for doing this sort of thing. And I'll show you a trick with it when I've got this made or glued. I'm not getting glue on the mat as such. You can get glue on the mat if you're not careful, but that's all right. I'm going to show you what I do. So I'm going to turn it over, get my mat set it up there for now. Place this on here like that, and then my mat with the sticky side I was using up, I just push on that. Now that means that all those leaves are all nicely pushed on and it doesn't stick to it, and that's really good. Okay, now to make up this, isn't this cute? It's a little bit of like a bark, like of a tree, bit of a tree trunk, and it all is actually 3D, so you can see that if you move it, like they move. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to put it so that it is 3D or raised up a little bit on this. So those pieces don't come out, but they sort of, yeah, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for this morning, but they're like cuts in it, so that gives it that texture. Okay, and I shall put that on next. So let's I'm using Very Vanilla for these cards, these first two cards. I don't use Very Vanilla a lot, but I love it because it's a very, very soft color and it goes sometimes with dark colors really well. Pop that there like that. Now you can see that they sort of, you know, stick up a little bit. I've done You Make Me Smile, which is one of the stamps from this set, but I've free cut it out, and I'm going to put a couple of dimensions on it. Dimensionals on it. I'm a bit, my language this morning. Yeah. Put it on the right way up. So I've cut the top reasonably flat, and then the bottom. And this is a beautiful one. I don't know if I have them here, to use antique pearls on, which is what I used on that. And I'm sure if I don't have them, I will find them. That will go on there. They're probably back in my embellishment box. This is going to go on the card. Let's cover this up first. There we go. I thought I'd left them out, but obviously haven't. There we go. And you're left with that. Okay. Now, if I had my antique pearls, they came with storybook friends, and they are gorgeous. They work perfectly on this because they've got this creamy color to them. So I will put those on it in a little while. Okay, let's go on to card number 3 today. I decided to use the blues. Now, this is a card that I ended up making. I'm going to explain it first because that's probably the easiest way to. So it's got a white base, and I've used the balmy blue, and I think it's Misty Moonlight, or it could be Night of Navy. Night of Navy. Actually, I've used Azure Afternoon and Night of Navy. I think that was what I used. Yeah, Azure Afternoon, because I find the balmy blue was just a little bit not strong enough. And I've used some of the stamp. So I've used this stamp here, this one, and I've cut it in, I've done it in white and stamped it off, and then die cut it out with, and I've got that the wrong way around. When I store my stamps, I usually store them back to back like this, so I can actually look quickly at what I've got. So that's my stamps, these are my dies. I use this to cut it out. Now, remember I talked about this little thing here? I decided that I wanted to use this as a design on the sides and the bottom. So what I've done is I've done one in that corner and a one there, done one up here. Sorry, I'll pull it down a little bit, and one there. Okay, can you see that? You can, honestly, it's because it's got the white behind it, you can actually see it very, very well. And then I've die cut the leaves from here, these ones, in white. And that's basically what I've done, and I've printed You Make Me Smile with the sentiment. And that was my card. I love this because it adds a little bit of extra texture to the card, but it doesn't overpower it. And then we've got some lovely white, and it looks like maybe I've got those out. I don't know. Yeah, yes I do. I've got them here. They're the natural matte dots, which I use a lot of. So here we go. This is the big piece I was telling you about. I cut it, I think it was 9.5 by 13.8. So it's a little smaller, little dots on that from falling out of this. You can see that there's a couple that haven't fallen out. Tiny little dots. But I wanted this to show through like that, okay? Just to give it a lot of, you see, you could even do that side. You see how that is? But I wanted some of this blue to show through. So let's put stamp and seal on the back. Put this on the front. So it's fairly centered. There we go. You can see the dots. Then I've got these two images. So I've die cut these out beforehand. Been doing lots of die cutting this morning as well. So got that. And that's going to go on good. But you can see how that stands out, okay? And I am going to pop that on the card. So again, and I'll do the same with this one. So I may do one at a time. Okay. So let's do this one first. Okay. Now I just put this flat on the card because of all the little pieces. You could use dimensionals on this to raise it up, which I would also do. I'm planning to do some more of these, or some more cards with this weight too, because I haven't used it very much, and I want to do that. So I'm going to put that on first. Pop it on like that. I'll put my silicone mat on top of it, just so I can press it down. Okay. And then I've got my leaves, which are going to go on top. And I thought about putting them underneath, but they really need to be on top. So let's get glue on this. And whoops-a-daisy. I love these cutouts. I'm a big fan of die cuts because I think it adds a lot of dimension to your card without having to. It's not complicated once you've cut them out, and you just cut them out in a plain color and do what I've just done is just set them down. And let me get my silicone mat, push that down so it's nice and flat. Whoops, I don't think I put enough glue on the bottom there. What's happened to the glue? Maybe it didn't come out in all of them. I think that's what happened because there's a little bit there, but not enough. So let's do that again. I just started a new one of these and I'm still getting used to it because the other one was a slightly bit smaller and it was easier to squeeze actually because it was a little thinner in the tube or the little bottle. But this one, you have to put a bit of force on it. I was given this as a present at a retreat once upon a time. Let's pop it down again. Pop it down, press it in place. Okay, now this is where I'm gonna need some extra dimensionals, and I do have some somewhere, but anyway, yeah. Take that off there. All right, because I only got 3 here, but that maybe that'll be enough. Okay, let's have a look. Pop that there. Now, somewhere here on my table, underneath all my stuff, I have the image. You make me smile. Oh no, I haven't stamped it. That's right. Give me 1 second. I get a piece of card. I was going to do that on my while we were here this morning. I don't usually stamp. And let me grab a piece of white cardstock. Just got some little scraps in here that I keep for this sort of thing. And I've got my Azure Afternoon. I've got Balmy Blue on, or got Misty Moonlight on this as well. but I want to use the balmy blue on this just because it's brighter. I felt that I'd thought about using Misty Moonlight, but I thought with the sentiment You Make Me Smile, it probably could do with pull these out, a bright color. So let's pop that on. I'll actually pop it down here and do that. Okay. Now, I love Azure Afternoon. It's probably one of my favorite colors. You Make Me Smile. Okay, pop that out of the way and I'll close this up. Now, I'm going to get my trusty cutter and I will make this a bit small. So I'm just going to take some of the pieces off. A bit. And that bit. And then underneath, I might make it there. It's better. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. I grab my natural tots because I will need those in a minute. Okay, let's turn it over. 1, 2. Oh, it's sticking to my finger this morning instead of the paper. 1, 2, 3. And actually, you know what? It's still there. I noticed this morning when I was working, and I've just moved my computer a little bit. Can you hear me? I didn't check my volume this morning and I don't know if it's working. But anyway, I'll keep going since I've got this far. I'll stick these on. If I have to make another one, that is fine. I can do that and record it later today. So I'm going to pop that there. And I've got my neutral matte dots. And I'm going to add this to the end. And it looks to me like it may not have recorded any sound. Let's get that one. Pop it there. That one up there. And this one right there. And I should have checked sound before I started. Actually, I've used cream ones on that instead of the white ones, but that's okay. They look okay on that. So there you go. And that's that one. Okay, so those are my 3 cards with Nature Walk today. Beautiful set. You can see that, yeah, similar but different, using similar things, using the leaves. They highlight a lot on it, and then using some of the stamps as well. Okay, so that's Nature's Walk today, and hopefully you can join me again next week. I want to show you a beautiful set that's going to be online. It's called Delicate Dreams, and it's going to be available next month, and it is just, I've just fallen in love with it. So yeah, so be prepared. Okay, so that's our time out for today. All the best, everybody. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.